This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Welcome to our Season 7 finale of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. It is going to be an exciting night. I hope you are half as excited as we are here at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, thanks to our friends at Collins Aerospace and the Rockford Public Library. Well, we're back to normal, sort of, when it comes to playing our game. I mean, we had some weird COVID things go on throughout this whole season. Last season, in fact, we weren't even sure if we were going to finish, but we ended up doing that, and we had to kind of revamp some things to make sure that this year's tournament went off, and basically went off without a hitch. We had 28 teams instead of our normal 32, but we are here. It didn't really have the exact same feel as years past, but we are excited to get to this point. Tonight we've got a little pregame before we actually start playing the game itself. We'll learn a little bit about a couple of our captains. You know, you see them play the game here, but other than knowing how smart they are and how fast they are on the trigger finger, we don't really get to know much about them in our half-hour gameplay. But we'll sit down learn a little bit more about those two captains, find out something a little bit more about them other than just how smart they are. We'll also visit our Season 7 third place team, thanks to a friend of ours who will go and visit them. We also look back at a popular segment that we did in one of our mid-season specials that explains a little bit about where our questions come from. We don't have a staff here that does that, but you'll learn more about that in just a few minutes. And this is kind of cool. One of our Final Four teams actually has a Hollywood connection. We'll talk about that and actually have a few minutes to spend with the person who not only is that connection, but also feels it's important to give back to his hometown and to his old school. Says a lot about him, and we'll hear from him in just a little bit. And we'll also preview another Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl first. This season has been full of firsts, and we have another one coming up for you next weekend. There's more on the line tonight than just bragging rights. You may see these beautiful trophies next to me, right? Our first place trophy there, our second place trophy, but also thanks to our parent company, Nexstar Media Group, we have prize money headed to both of our teams. So our first place team will get $5,000. Our second place team gets $2,500. So that's on the line as well. So stick around to see who will have that big payday for their team. We're going to take a quick break. We're just getting things started here. I will sit down with the Auburn Knights captain, Justin, after this. He tells us a little bit about his musical talent and a unique relationship he has with his coach. That's next.
The Quiz Bowl, we feel, has highlighted the importance of education and how critical it is that all students of the greater Rockford area receive a good education. Some of the students have become interns at our company, and that has been a great experience for them, we feel, as well as us. We think the viewing of this program has exposed people to some excellent students in the greater Rockford area, and we are very happy with how the show has progressed.
We're a city on the move, powered by the area's largest local bank, Northwest Bank. We're serving up more solutions for small businesses and helping entrepreneurs dream big. Northwest Bank, the power of local, the power of yes.
We have packaging down to a science, and we're fast, all under one roof. You request it, we quote it within hours, and we'll even design it the same day. Start to finish, we do it all with the custom packaging pros. Midwest Packaging and Container. There's not much we can't package.
33% of our area middle schoolers are not on track to graduate high school, and without intervention, it's likely they will become high school dropouts. When a child drops out of school, it impacts the entire community. Dropouts are more likely to engage in criminal behavior, cost taxpayers millions in public aid, and are ineligible for 90% of jobs. United Way's Move the Middle initiative is getting middle schoolers on track to graduate. Please give to United Way of Rock River Valley because small change makes a big difference.
We don't really get the time to chat. We don't really get to know you. That's kind of what this is about. So I want to learn a little bit more about you. But one thing that many people may not know, and fun fact, you find yourself in a unique position on this team because your mom is your coach. So how has that been?
Well, She's been my coach through pretty much everything I've done since I was like 8 playing hockey. She was a hockey coach for 3 or 4 years. And then she was my robotics coach in middle school. And then sophomore year, she took over as Quiz Bowl coach.
She's clearly very proud of you. If you have a conversation, you talk with your mom or just have a short chat with her, she's clearly very proud of you. Does she help like coach you like at home too? Like sneak little quizzes in the bottom of your cereal bowl or something?
She pretty much trusts me to know what I need to learn. She does get mad at me when I miss electrical engineering questions though, because she's an electrical engineer.
Oh, really? So you've got that source of information to draw from. Yeah. Very, very cool. You are also a talented musician, I hear, right? Saxophone, yeah. Is that correct? So how did you get connected with, is it the Beloit College Jazz Band?
Yes. So my mom started playing it in 8th grade and freshman year. And then sophomore year, they were missing some altos. She was the only one. There's no students for some reason. So she asked me just to come in like for the rest of the semester and play. So they had enough voices because you need 2 altos at least.
Sure. And
I loved playing jazz because I don't play jazz at school. It's before school, and I like to sleep in.
Natural. Right.
So when I go after school. It's not running this year because of everything going on.
Sure.
But it was very fun and I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, so how long did you play with them then? Was it?
Like the spring semester, sophomore year, and then through junior year until everything shut down.
And have you been playing saxophone since junior high? When did you start?
I started in 6th grade.
Why'd you pick sax? Because that's kind of a fun thing too, right? Any of us who are former band kids, there's always that moment where maybe I'll play this, maybe I'll play this. How did you pick sax? Was it mom?
I mean, partially because I knew I would have an instrument at home, so I didn't want to bring it back and forth every week
Sure.
or every day. She plays clarinet as well, so I decided between that. Before I went into 6th grade, I thought about playing baritone. I really liked brass more, but I decided on the alto sax, and I love that choice. And
you still play? So you practice a lot, and how do you squeeze all this in? How do you manage all of this time? Because clearly you've been taking. We talked a little bit. You've got a whole bunch of AP classes that you've been taking continuously in your time at Auburn. How do you find time to study and do well in these classes, and find time to practice your music?
Coffee helps, and just making every second count. With studying or trying to find ways that I study best. So I'm not spending extra time and just creating free time, and still have free time as well sometimes.
Now clearly we are recording this interview before the big finale, but someone who's watching at home, they're going to watch this finale in a few minutes. How do you feel about the upcoming game? Are you excited? Are you nervous? What's going through your head?
I'm usually nervous. Anything that's on TV. I'm not a big fan of being on TV, but yeah, definitely nervous. It's a lot of stakes going on, and since Ethan told me I had to do well at the state line after he graduated, so I had to. Some
big shoes to fill, right? What are your plans after graduation? Because you are a senior this year.
I will be going to UC to study aerospace engineering.
And then, so eventually, do you want to design airplanes? What do you want to do?
I would like to design airplanes, mainly work on aircraft engines, most likely. Like clean energy related stuff. That's probably and hopefully eventually space exploration. That's always been my favorite.
And so you mentioned Ethan having some advice for you, or maybe not advice or a command. You better do well. So now there are going to be people who come in and take over for you as in a leadership role in the team, right? What kind of advice do you have for them?
I would say, trust your instincts. When you're playing the questions, especially not just at state line, but also our regular tournaments. I remember playing at one tournament and we were playing against another team. We were back and forth the whole time. It was like the championship match, and I buzzed in and we only have 2 seconds to answer that tournament. I was overwhelmed by pressure. I just blurted something out and it happened to be the right answer.
That's like hitting the home run at the last at-bat in the baseball game. And that 2-second answer time in those other competitions must make our 5 seconds seem like an eternity. Yeah. That's got to help. Justin, thanks so much, and good luck in the game.
Thank you.
Man, as Justin has half the talent on the ice as he does playing our game, there's no way I would face off with him on the ice. Thanks for sitting down with me, Justin. When we come back, we take a ride with one of the captains on our other team. Little piece of advice, maybe fasten your seatbelt and put your seat back and tray table in the upright and locked position. That's next.
The IBEW is a proud sponsor of the Quiz Bowl. Since we began, we've seen our numbers of our apprenticeship applicants go up consistently. We're real excited about this year. We have parents calling in to check and see what exactly we're doing. We go through it that we have a 5-year apprenticeship program that'll eventually attain you to be a journeyman wireman. It's a different choice. It's an alternative choice from college. Since we've joined teams with the Quiz Bowl, we've seen nothing but positives from the community.
When a stroke happens, seconds count. From diagnosis and treatment to rehabilitation and continued care.
Mercy Health's comprehensive stroke team is with you every step of the way.
Offering you stroke care at the highest level. We don't just save lives, we restore them.
When you choose Mercy Health, you're choosing the most experienced team in the region. A stroke can happen at any time and anywhere, but the highest level of care happens right here. Mercy Health, a passion for making lives better.
After 7 seasons of the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, we decided it might be time to change it up a little.
Gentlemen, have you ever considered lasers?
Next.
Gentlemen, I've noticed you've had great success in Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Might I interest you in something a bit smaller?
We're listening. If you're a big fan of see how smart these students are when they play our game, but there's much more to them than that. Some of them have pretty interesting hobbies outside of playing Quiz Bowl. One of those competitors happens to be Tom Foster. You've probably seen him grow up playing our game. Now we're going to learn about a pretty cool hobby that Tom has, and we're going to do that a few thousand feet above Boone County.
You ready to go flying, Eric?
Let's do it.
Okay. Clear! So we're gonna go taxi over to the outside of these blue hangars over here, and then I'm gonna do my run up and stuff, and then we'll decide what the winds are favoring. Traffic skyhawk dropped to running runway 17. My first time in an airplane was at DuPage Airport. I was 9 months old, and I flew in my grandpa's twin Comanche, and he had that until I was probably 11, and then he sold it when I was 10. My dad got a Cessna 185, which is a tail dragger, and a really cool airplane. We're kind of working my way up the tail draggers now. We're going to get to be checked out one of the Cubs. So, yeah, beyond that, I've been flying for years and years and years, and recently in September of 2020 I got my pilot's license.
That's exciting. So I was going to ask you what got you interested, but it sounds like flying runs in your family. You're a third generation pilot, right?
Yeah.
So how cool is that? Is for you to carry on this tradition in your family? What's that feel like?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's just really awesome that I can go fly wherever I want to go fly to Janesville for breakfast or something. That's
you guys ever fly together, the three of you?
My dad and I have flown together in like separate airplanes to places. I've taken my grandpa for a ride. He was my first official passenger, but I don't think we've ever done a flight of three. My grandpa's PH-12 is getting work done right now, but as soon as that's done, we said we wanted to fly to Janesville for breakfast and get a picture.
It has to be a proud moment for you and grandpa for him to be your first passenger.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part of learning how to fly?
Honestly, because I had never done work with VORs, which is like radio navigation. Doing those on the ground before I actually started doing them in the air was pretty confusing. But by the time I took my test, I'd done it in the air so many times I knew it about like the back of my hand.
It seems like you're pretty passionate about flying. We know how passionate you are about playing the game, but passionate about flying. I imagine you like to share that with people a lot. Do you have any favorite, other than Grandpa, any favorite passengers that you have?
I took Scotty Crane and Billy Sanchez that are on my state line team. We went up to Janesville for breakfast like 4 weeks ago for breakfast after one of the tapings. Yeah.
How do you describe to someone who's not really a pilot why you like it so much?
It's relaxing and it's fun, and one of the things I have to say, this is a good thing for Quiz Bowl, it teaches you a lot of skills that you would have otherwise not known. It's got a lot of math and engineering in it. You got to do like your weight balance calculations and stuff. You have some stuff with the electronics and stuff. You got your animator here. You got to know how all that works. That's good stuff that might come up. My friend Scotty, who's also learning to fly, who's on the team, he got the one about rods and cones right before me, and I was so mad. But that's a skill that comes up if you're a pilot. You get 3 questions like that.
Yeah. Not only are you interested in aviation, but you have some like weird aviation luck when it comes to winning things, right?
Okay, so ever since I was little, I talked about going to Oshkosh every year. The only year I missed was 2020. But the 2 headsets you and I are wearing right now, I've won those at the Seaplane Pilots Association dinner. My dad, they give like these little raffle tickets off when everyone comes in. You can buy more. I think they're like $1 a piece. But I have mine 4 set up for our family, and then if my dad's friends leave left or something, just give me them, and I'd have them all set up in front of me and wait for the raffles to go off. And I'd won these on separate years, so these are pretty good headsets that I got for pretty cheap.
It was meant to be.
Meant to be. Yeah.
Now you have a younger brother, right? Does he fly too?
He's in the process of. My dad's a flight instructor, so he can fly with him.
Did your dad do your instructing?
Yep, he did some, and then a couple guys from the airport did my instructing as well, but my dad was the guy who signed me off.
Very cool.
I always have a policy of whenever I fly a passenger, I always want them to sign my logbook, so Eric's going to sign my logbook here.
It would be an honor to sign your logbook. That was seriously so much fun. We could have spent hours in the airplane flying around. And thanks for getting me back on the ground safely, Tom. That was an encore of one of our interviews from a special show that we had during the season. Maybe you already saw it then. It's worth watching twice. That was a great one. Up next, we are back in Boone County for a very special presentation.
High school, the teacher that influenced me the most was Don Wolf. He was my high school English teacher. When I was in high school was primarily a social event for me. But in my junior year of high school, I took Don Wolf's English course, and he saw potential in me, and he encouraged me. And Don Wolf was a horizon lifter for me, and that's why I believe I am where I am today. So I'll always be thankful for his contribution to my life.
Where we might show up next. Make it a good day with Good Day State Line.
Superior Joining Technologies wants to say thank you. Thank you to their local clients for their business. That's what it's about. Local companies partnering with other local businesses, helping each other to grow. The team at Superior Joining Technologies is here for your TIG welding, laser welding, and complex machining needs. Laser welding of items like X-ray tubes used in the medical industry, laser processing, and the more efficient 5-axis CNC machining. It's about precision. It has to be made right. Thank you to Collins Aerospace, Woodward, GE Aerospace, and all the rest.
Clearly, all of our teams would like to be in this final match, but obviously there's only room for 2. Last few seasons, though, we've recognized our 3rd place finalist, and this year, that was Belvedere. Michelle Abraham visited the school to talk to the coaches and the captain, not just about our competition, but about how this whole year has been for them.
Thanks, Eric. We are so excited to be part of the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl finale. I'm at Belvedere High School because you guys had a big year and you actually came in 3rd place. So Matthew, why don't you take this? Congratulations. How does it feel to come in 3rd place?
Quite nice. We've done it before, but especially captaining this year, it was quite nerve-wracking taking over, but I'm glad that we were able to secure this and do pretty well this season.
Awesome. Well, you got nothing in a team if you don't have a coach, right? So we have a coach right here. So tell us, what was the biggest challenge this year for you guys?
The biggest challenge had to be navigating the restrictions placed on us by COVID, figuring out when our season was going to take place, figuring out how to practice, which, thankfully we were able to do via Google Meet, so we did a lot of virtual meets. We did a lot of practices virtually. And so, it was great to finally one day have an in-person gathering where we finally saw each other. Right. And it's... it wasn't the easiest thing. We had to do our conference play within about a month, and then went, on to regionals and sectionals. And so, it's just been kind of a busy year, but we've been thankful to play Quiz Bowl no matter what, just in any format. I'm thankful for so many people keeping it alive and offering kids the opportunity. It's great.
Absolutely. So we've seen you obviously succeed with State Line Quiz Bowl, but outside of that, just with the school, were you able to do a lot of matches?
I feel like it was, a really good year. These kids did wonderfully. I'm very, very proud of each and every one of them, and they did great.
And you should be proud of yourself too. 5 straight years in the Elite 8.
I attribute that all to the kids. So I'm not going to take any credit for it. It's all because of these hardworking students.
All right, let's go back to the hardworking students. Matthew, tell me, how did it feel to lead your team with the most questions answered?
I don't know. I didn't really worry about that too much as far as that goes. It was really just all of us were trying to do our best, and I was just trying to encourage everyone to go out and try things.
What's your favorite subject to be asked questions about?
Certainly history, absolutely, especially European history. It's not something that I get to use very often outside of Quiz Bowl, but within it, it's great that I actually get to use that knowledge for something.
All right, so what are you doing now? Are you graduating soon?
Yes. I'll be graduating this year and heading up to college.
What are you going to do in college?
Well, I'm going to get a theology degree, and I plan on going into the public ministry after that.
Cool. Well, congratulations to that, and congratulations, for graduating, for moving on. Now, the rest of you, you're not moving on just yet, are you? You're graduating. You two going to be back next season?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, and we do want to talk to you because you're the assistant coach too. What does it feel like to be on such an awesome team?
I have really enjoyed working with these students the past 2 years, and I would say that Scholastic Bowl has helped me even become a better teacher. It's a well-rounded amount of knowledge and showing kids that they can use it in a fun and cool way. It's been really awesome.
What's your favorite subject to hear these kids talk about?
We have a little running joke. They're the trash questions, and they are by far my favorite because I'm like, oh, I listen to the radio. I know these, and it makes me feel so smart and cool and fun. So knowing that pop culture is still trivia and it's still awesome, so anyone can be a part of this team. I think sometimes it's a little scary because it's really academic, but this is a sport for all students and everyone to try. So I really enjoy that part.
I love that so much. We could never be on the same team because we'd know all the same answers. Yeah, congratulations to all of you. Back to you, Eric.
It really is a big theme with all of our schools, that this is a team effort. Thanks for helping us out, Michelle. And without a doubt, you would clean up in that pop culture category. Also, congratulations, Matthew. We're sorry to see you go, but it's been fun watching you play our game. When we come back by popular demand, we answer some questions about our questions. Learn more about where they come from after this.
Part of our mission at Collins Aerospace here in Rockford is to extend our connection to the community.
Community is about coming together to help, to support, and to succeed.
Quiz Bowl is about competition, drive, and determination. These are some of the brightest minds in our region showing what they can do.
Now, more than ever, we need to provide venues for our youth to share their skills and show the power of diversity.
Collins Aerospace in Rockford continues to be a proud sponsor of the State Line Quiz Bowl.
You know, people ask us all the time, how are we so chipper in the morning?
Yeah, they think we actually sleep.
The truth is, though,
we live here.
All right, sweet dreams.
See you at 5. Good night.
Join Whitney, Elliott, and Joey weekday mornings on Eyewitness News.
What are you guys doing here so early?
The participation of Nika and the IBEW with the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl has increased the awareness of our electrical apprenticeship program. The electrical apprenticeship program is a 5-year training program consisting of on-the-job training and classroom training. And the apprenticeship provides an alternative to college, and in some cases, it's following college. When an electrician graduates, they don't have student loans to pay back. The State Line Quiz Bowl highlights the excellence of our students. It's a new program for us, and it has been a success, and we've been happy with the results that we've seen.
During a Quiz Bowl game, I ask all the questions, but in public, I get asked a lot of questions about the show. One I hear the most, where do you guys get all those questions? Now, we have a small staff who does a lot of work to make this show happen. One thing they don't do is come up with those questions. That's where National Academic Quiz Tournaments comes in. We know them as NAQT. Seth Tytler is the president, and Seth joins me now. Big Seth on the big screen. Hi, Seth. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having me.
What is NAQT? How can you describe what you do in a nutshell?
So we are a Quiz Bowl company, and during most of the year, what that means is that we are writing and editing question sets that we sell to TV shows and to local and state tournaments. And then near the end of the school year, in April and May every year, we run our own national championship tournaments. So most of the time, we're not running the tournaments. We're selling questions to other people who run their own tournaments locally. But we run 6 big national championships in a normal year. And then over the summer, usually it's a little quieter, but we're getting ready for the next year's production calendar, which is every year we produce thousands of questions. So
yeah,
we take the time in the summer to get started on that. Yeah.
It sounds like you need that break time, right, to get this bank of questions. How does this process work? Like, how do you come up with these questions? Because there's a wide range from pop culture to quantum physics. Anybody who watches our show knows the range of the topics on these questions. How do you do that?
Right. So, so first of all, thankfully, I don't have to do it all. We have something like 100 writers and editors who work for us. The vast majority of them are part-time. A lot of them are college students, and they're just sort of writing on the side for fun and to earn some money. We do have 4 writers and editors who are full-time or nearly full-time. So generally speaking, what the writers do is they can get their inspiration for a question from anywhere, from reading a book, finding something interesting online, seeing a movie, listening to some music, anything. And sometimes people are writing questions that they just suddenly had an idea for. Or other times they know that we need a particular category of question, like quantum physics or pop culture, for a specific set that's coming up, and then they'll go out and look up something on quantum physics until they'll dig around until they find something really exciting, and then they'll write on that.
And a lot of your team members, they have academic bowl experience, right? I mean, you played, if I read your bio right, you played at Berkeley, you played at University of Chicago, so you have I would imagine most of your team members have that wide range of experience to draw from.
Yeah, almost everyone, not 100%, but almost everybody who writes for us or works for us has played Quiz Bowl, Academic Bowl, Scholastic Bowl, some sort of buzzer-based academic competition in middle school or high school or college, or in some cases all 3. I didn't start until college myself, but several of my colleagues did start earlier.
So then do you have certain people who are experts on one particular category or another? Like, all right, this guy's going to do all the science questions, or this girl's going to do all the math questions, or a lot of them? I mean, now you have a big, 100 people, but are there specialists?
Yes. So I was going to say it doesn't break down quite as cleanly as one person does all the math or all the science, but yes, there are specialists. So I'm the president of the company, but I actually still work in editing, and my own areas of expertise. I do the astronomy editing based on my school background, and then we have most of our editors have a fair amount of expertise in whatever specific categories they're in. That's why they've got those categories, and a lot of the writers have their own areas that they like to write in, that they have more reference materials for, whatever. To draw on.
We've got about a minute left here, but briefly, and you touched on it a little bit. How has COVID changed what you do? Because obviously there are a lot of tournaments that aren't happening. How has it changed what you do and what your customers do?
So the total amount of Quiz Bowl is certainly lower this year, but thankfully a lot of tournaments have been able to move online. We're actually going to be moving most of our championships online and moving forward with them. We had to cancel the in-person versions. And we started an online game called Buzzword for single players that's actually open to everybody. So everyone should come check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Very exciting. Well, Seth, we want to thank you for partnering with us because we clearly could not do this. We're not smart enough to come up with these questions. We need someone like you and your team to do this. So we appreciate NAQT partnering with us for State Line Quiz Bowl.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Seth. It's always fun to learn a little bit about the process. Coming up next, one of our Final Four teams recently got a boost from a big name in Hollywood. After the break, he explains why he feels it's so important to support his hometown.
We're a great place to live, powered by the area's largest local bank, Northwest Bank. We're helping young families move up and keeping pace with their growing financial needs. Northwest Bank, the power of local, the power of yes.
From the smallest details to the highest pursuits, we relentlessly tackle the toughest challenges in our industry. And every day, we imagine ways to make the skies and the spaces we touch smarter, safer, and more amazing than ever. We are redefining aerospace.
During the COVID pandemic, your City of Rockford Firefighters Union Local 413 has been overwhelmed with the generosity,
compassion, and support from the community.
Whether it be from local restaurants, private businesses, or even our neighbors,
we would like to say thank you, Rockford.
Rockford Public Library appreciates the sacrifices local businesses have made to reduce the transmission rate of COVID. As we head back to work, the safety of our teams is our first priority. At RPL's Nordloff Center, we offer a variety of rental spaces where up to 50 people can meet at a safe social distance to begin in-person collaboration again. RPL is proud to be hosting this year's Academic Quiz Bowl competitions. With RPL, we can.
A very special guest on this State Line Quiz Bowl finale show. You might know him maybe for creating and writing, producing hit shows like The Shield, The Unit, SWAT, Timeless. Let's say hello to Sean Ryan. Hi, Sean. How are you?
I'm well. Hello, everyone.
Now, the big question someone may be asking is why do we have this big-time Hollywood showrunner on our preview show for Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl? And your connection to our show is to one of the most successful teams in Quiz Bowl history, which is Keith Country Day. You were a Keith graduate. Tell me a little bit about your time at Keith. What do you remember most?
Yeah, I started in 7th grade there. I was a product of the public school system in Rockford in elementary school, but I was recruited, frankly, to be a soccer player at Keith, and little did I know that it would end up with me studying things like Latin and advanced math and everything. So my mother, who was a public school teacher in Rockford, she kind of tricked me, thinking I was going to be getting to play a lot more soccer, and it turned out I did get to play soccer, but it turned out I got very heavily involved in academics at Keith. And so I went there for 6 years for middle school and high school and had a great experience and was able to go to college from there.
It's funny how moms have that way of kind of sneaking in decisions for us. It's fun. I mentioned that Keith has been really successful in our tournaments, and that might be an understatement. They're 4th place this year, A couple of seasons ago, they were runner-up. They have a team in our inaugural middle school edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. That has to make you pretty proud as a Keith grad, right?
Oh, absolutely. Keith has always been known as a superior college prep institution. The emphasis that they put on the teacher-student relationships and the things they learn are very unique, I think, in Northern Illinois. It was a wonderful experience for me, and it doesn't surprise me that they've had so many bright students do well in this tournament over the years.
And it's pretty clear how important education is to you. It wasn't that long ago you announced a pretty big scholarship program for students at Keith. Tell me about that. What inspired you to do this?
My wife and I, coming out, as this pandemic is hopefully coming to a close, started, thinking about ways that we might help people and institutions that we believed in, and we know that the pandemic was hard on an independent school like Keith, and we started thinking about ways that we might not only be able to support the school, but also be able to support students in the Rockford area, having grown up in Rockford, having been raised there. It was just an opportunity. I think education is a ticket to a better future. I think it's the thing that transports us into our better selves. And I think the education that Keith provides is pretty amazing. And so the idea that we could support the school by offering these full tuition scholarships to academically inclined students who might not otherwise be able to afford a Keith education seemed like a win-win for us. It helps the students who can challenge themselves and really maximize their potential. And it helps the school by having those tuition fees support the institution after a difficult year dealing with COVID.
What do you miss most about Rockford?
I miss the family and the community. I miss the Midwestern values. I think I still have all that within me. And whether it's a coincidence or not, a lot of my friends out here in Los Angeles also happen to be from the Midwest. I don't know if that's just who I was drawn to or what, but I miss the change of seasons. I miss my cousins, and I miss that sense that we were all in it together. Rockford, I found, was a really tremendous place to grow up in and have a lot of fond memories of being in plays, playing in sports, backyard barbecues, 4th of July, fireworks celebrations, the whole thing. So I always and forever have a soft spot in my heart for Rockford.
It's pretty obvious how important it is to you and how important Keith is. Really quickly, what projects are you working on right now? What can we see soon from Sean Ryan, showrunner, writer extraordinaire?
Oh, well, thanks. SWAT just got picked up for a 5th season. That's on CBS on Wednesday nights. We've got 3 more new episodes to air this season, and starting next week, we'll be writing season 5 of the show. I just sold a project to Netflix. Now, when you say that, people are like, oh, when can I watch it? It's in development, so there's a few things I have to do before they would greenlight a series, but we're down the road on that. It's called The Night Agent, based on a best-selling book. And then there are some other projects I'm supervising. We have a project at Apple TV. We have a couple of projects at IMDb TV, which will be a channel on Amazon Prime. So there's various things that we're working on, but the entertainment industry can be a tough business to break into sometimes. So you usually have multiple things going at once, and you hope that some of them hit. So SWAT on CBS and then this new project, The Night Agent, are the things closest to success, I would say.
Well, with all that going on in your life, we appreciate even more the fact that you could spare some time for us and talk very quickly. Really appreciate it. And if you happen to get back to Rockford this summer and you want to come see a Starlight show, you can be my guest. Come see a show on me.
I would love to do that. I have a lot of fond memories of seeing shows there over the years.
Sean, thanks so much. We'll be back with more of our Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl finale right after this.
I was a teacher's kid, so I spent a lot of time at school. My dad was our history teacher when I was going to school. He would always push us to learn different things. He was teaching our current events class. It was a 1-semester class our senior year. He said the second semester class doesn't have a final, So what do you want to do in lieu of a final? And one of the kids said, well, why don't we play euchre? So we ended up teaching the class how to play euchre.
Today, Mercy Health's orthopedic team is here for you.
With our nationally recognized orthopedic specialists,
advanced joint replacement techniques, comprehensive sports medicine services, and so much more.
The Mercy Health orthopedic team is here to help you regain your freedom and live an active, pain-free life so you can get back to doing what you love.
The very best orthopedic care is closer than ever. Mercy Health, a passion for making lives better.
Every 26 seconds, a student in the U.S. drops out of school. Some decide to drop out, others are pushed, pulled, or fail out, and it starts in middle school. Once children get off track, they rarely recover without intervention. Our Move the Middle initiative is ensuring that all middle schoolers have the social, emotional, and academic support they need to be successful. Please give to United Way of Rock River Valley and help middle schoolers thrive, because a small change makes a big difference.
As I mentioned, this was a season of firsts. A few weekends ago, we had Rockford firefighters play against Rockford police officers, and if you missed it, it was a pretty lopsided victory for the Rockford firefighters. I'm sure they don't miss an opportunity to rub that in on a scene when they get the chance. This past weekend was our inaugural All-Star game. We had 8 competitors, each representing our Elite 8 teams in our tournament this season. That was fun. We hope to continue that. There's still one more first. For the next 8 weeks, you will meet the next generation of players for this tournament. Check out this behind-the-scenes look at Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition.
It's literally testing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Test, test, test.
I noticed watching the other weekend.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2.
You were probably screaming at me in the truck. How about now? Come on, Rattan. Yeah. Focus on this. Who's your captain, Winnebago? Carson, nice job. Okay, Carson is the captain. And St. Bridget's? Matt. All right. I'm going to talk to you guys a lot because you're the captain. It's a big responsibility.
Oh, great.
And then you're the guy to that? Oh, great.
Now I know how Hannah must feel.
Carson, you're thrilled to be the captain, aren't you?
Yeah.
Were you voluntold that you were the captain?
It was a mix of volunteer and convincing. And he was the only one who knew.
Convincing? And you're the one who knew how to what?
He was the only one who really knew what he was doing.
Oh, man. Wait, you want me to talk? Yep, check, check, check. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? Hamilton fans, anybody? Okay, thank you. This is going to be fun. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah. Oh, and if I sound like I'm talking to myself, I really am not. It's the voice in my ear. Sometimes. Our director talks to me in my ear. Oh, man, here we go. Welcome to a very exciting edition of Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. This whole season's been really exciting, and it's been full of firsts. We had our very first Cops versus Firefighters edition. We also had our All-Star game, and now we have our very first game of our Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition. Another round of applause for that. That is exciting. You ready to make history? The very first question in our State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition. Here it goes. And Lightning is the round where there's 3 categories to choose from. So whoever gets first choice, or whoever goes first in that round, gets first choice from those 3. So Marshall, because you won the first round, you get to call it in the air. So Abhinav, as the captain, you'll call it. Heads is the colored side. Tails is the side with just the words. So call it when it's in the air. Okay, you ready? Here we go.
Heads.
Heads. Would you like to go first in volleyball or Lightning?
Lightning.
Good choice. Welcome back to our Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition, the very first game of this tournament, and we are excited. And we're off to a pretty good start. So Sean explained this, I think, to the coaches and to the audience. I'm going to explain it to you. So the way the Bergstrom bonus question works is we come out and we just do this one question, and then we take another break, and it's a buzz-in question. On State Line Quiz Bowl, our junior edition. Contestants, this is a buzz-in question. It's not with points, but pizza party could be yours from our friends from Tony's in Winnebago. Buzz in if you know the answer. Same rules as a regular buzz-in question. One more round to play in our very first Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition. In our Mercy Health Final Challenge, each question is worth 20 points. It's a buzz-in, contestant, so same rules as round one. Nice job. So it's all over, right? Everybody have fun? Yeah? Was it more or less nerve-wracking than you thought it was going to be? It seems like less. One person said more. Merrick, you said more, right? No. Micah, you said more? Made you a little bit more nervous once we started playing? Yeah? Well, you guys did really well. Both teams did really well. Well, if they were nervous, they did not show it. That mini tournament is going to be so much fun. Hope you can join us for that. We're just minutes away from kicking off our game here, our finale. Shall we introduce some of our players? Let's run down the line. First, we begin with the Auburn Knights. On the end, Senesio Morales. Senesio not only earns points playing our game, but also earns points with his teammates because I understand he brings baked goods to tournaments. I didn't see any cookies today, Senesio, but maybe next time you play the game, right? Thank you for being here. Also, how about some more applause for Alex Crowell? Sophomore Alex is a talented musician, rookie on our show, and he's following in his brother's footsteps, who played on last season's championship team. Next to him is Nam Pham. Nam's a State Line Quiz Bowl rookie as well. The junior is not shy to buzz in, though, despite being a rookie. Also known for his creative doodles that he's left behind on scrap paper. Very talented artist. Thanks for being here, Nam. How about Ashley Thamavong? Say hello to Ashley. Ashley's a junior. She's played our game the last 2 seasons. Literature is her specialty. We'll see if any of those questions come her way today. And of course, the Auburn Knights are led by their captain, who we met a little bit earlier today, Justin Abel. 3-year competitor on our show, hockey player, referee, talented musician. Those are the Auburn Knights. Let's say hello now to the Belvedere North Blue Thunder. First in the middle, junior Scotty Crane, 3-season competitor. We've had some fun aviation conversations, haven't we, Scotty, over the years? Scotty is a pilot and not the only pilot on the team, which you may have already watched at the beginning of the show. Next to him is Spencer Ferguson. Say hello to Spencer. Spencer's also been with us all through high school, and when he's not playing the game, he takes a lot of pictures. Apparently, Spencer has a collection of vintage cameras. Super cool. No cameras here today, but Liam is next to him, co-captain, Liam Torbert. Liam and Tom switch off as captains. They will probably do that today. He's also played our game since freshman year. Founded North's Ultimate Frisbee Club, which we talked about a little bit in our All-Star game. Thanks, Liam. And our other captain, Captain Tom Foster. Tom's played our game all 4 years of his high school career, and we also know him as a third-generation pilot. And rounding out the Belvedere North team, it's Billy Sanchez, who we learned is a passenger occasionally in Tom's airplane. Billy's a junior. He's played the game 2 seasons. He's an accomplished golfer as well. Has actually scored an eagle. Pretty exciting. We'll see if you're up to par in our game today. All right, get used to it because they don't get any better than that. All right, we've met our teams. Let's take a quick break. Let's play, shall we? When we come back, our first question in the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Season 7 Finale. We'll be right back.
The mission of Collins Aerospace African American Forum is to create an environment where
African American employees are included in the strategies to promote diversity and inclusion. Good luck
to all the teams.
If you're going into work these days, your safety is our top priority. And at Collins Aerospace, we appreciate your commitment.
If you're working from home,
home, Collins recognizes the challenges in balancing work and home life at this time.
Collins Aerospace is grateful for the efforts of everyone in the community to keep Rockford safe and operational.
And the sacrifices made by our students to lower the COVID transmission rate.
We are so proud of this year's Quiz Bowl team.
Thank you.
What's up, boys?
Time to talk ball.
Are the Dodgers still the best team in the league? When you think about how you sustain winning, pitching is still king. Struck him out. We got to get Mike Trout to the playoffs.
The Yankees they're loaded.
The Padres are back. Watch what's about to come.
Today's questions were delivered by agents from Members Alliance Credit Union. Members Alliance recommends monitoring your credit report. It not only helps identify ID theft, but allows you to be aware of what's on your report and how you can improve your score. Learn more or how to get started at membersalliance.org/planning-education.
We have packaging down to a science, and we're fast, all under one roof. You request it, we quote it within hours, and we'll even design it the same day. Start to finish, we do it all with the custom packaging pros. Midwest Packaging and Container. There's not much we can't package.
Tony's of Winnebago wants you to stop on in and enjoy the taste of Winnebago. Located just off Highway 20 in Winnebago, Tony's offers a variety of menu items with an extensive wine list for the perfect pairings. Have a party or corporate event? Tony's offers exclusive catering services from small parties to large corporate events. We're Tony's, and we want you to experience the taste of Winnebago.
Superior Joining Technologies wants to say thank you. Thank you to their local clients for their business. That's what it's about, local companies partnering with other local businesses, helping each other to grow. The team at Superior Joining Technologies is here for your TIG welding, laser welding, and complex machining needs. Laser welding of items like X-ray tubes used in the medical industry, laser processing, and the more efficient 5-axis CNC machining. It's about precision. It has to be made right. Thank you to Collins Aerospace, Woodward, GE Aerospace, and all the rest.
The pregame is over. Let's get down to the questions and the points in our Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Season 7 finale. Auburn versus Belvedere North, a rematch of our Season 1 finale. This is exciting, a couple of high-scoring teams. You've played 7 games between you. We won't spend much time on the rules. The 2 most important ones to remember, though, wait for me to call your name before you answer, and make sure you say your answer loudly and clearly, especially because of our masking. Everyone ready? Deep breath. Here we go. Our first question in our Superior Joining Technologies buzz-in round. What religion, whose schools include Shingon and Nichiren, has a branch called Theravada? Justin.
Buddhism.
That is correct. Buddhism, also based on concepts such as the Four Noble Truths. Auburn's first on the board. What policy carried out at Tule Lake and Manzanar was challenged, Justin?
Japanese internment.
That's right. Challenged in Korematsu versus the U.S., incarcerated people during World War II, 10 more for Auburn. Let's explore diabetes with owls and Me Talk Pretty One Day, our collections of humorous essays by what contemporary American? Ashley.
Sedaris.
That's right, a contemporary American author. There's a literature question paying off for you as Santaland Diaries is a classic. That's 10 more. What state, which is represented by the first openly bisexual U.S. senator, is the home of Kyrsten Sinema and Tom?
Connecticut.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Auburn. And was formerly represented by John McCain. Alex.
Arizona.
That is correct. Those are your 10 points. George Stephenson and Richard Trevthick built early... Liam.
Steam trains.
We'll take that. That is correct. The machine publicly tested in 1829 during the Rainhill trials. Those are North's first points of the game. What Dutch scientist, whose namesake principle says every point on a wavefront can be treated as a source of new waves, developed the pendulum clock? Nam.
Huygens.
That is correct. Christian Huygens, and that's 10 points. The Ems dispatch helped start what war, Justin?
Franco-Prussian War.
Yes. Napoleon III was captured at Sedan. Those are 10 more. In 2015, what prodigy became the first African-American woman to become a principal dancer for the American Ballet Theater? Justin.
Smith.
Incorrect. Belvedere North. Tom.
Rose.
Incorrect. Worth an answer, right? Points, and a rare no-point answer for a no-point question. That's Misty Copeland. New question for both teams. What mannerist who showed a nobleman laid in his grave and taken to heaven in Alex?
El Greco.
That's right. The burial of the Count of Orgaz was nicknamed for his Greek heritage. 10 points. In the 19th century, Elias Lönnrot researched traditional folklore to write a poem called the Kalevala, which is now the national epic. Alex.
Finland.
That's right. What country was what we needed there at the end? You didn't need it, and you knew that epic. We're moving on. Pascal's law states a confined fluid has a constant value everywhere for what quantity whose atmospheric value? Spencer.
Pressure.
You got it, measured with a barometer, and those are 10 points for you, North. You're up to 20. An asterisk denotes an atom in what type of state produced in a laser that is higher in energy than Alex?
Antibonding.
Incorrect. I will finish for Belvedere North. Higher in energy than the ground state. Tom.
Active.
Incorrect. Excited state we needed. We would have also taken metastable. No points. New question. What law, written by Jesse B. Thomas, was struck down in the Dred Scott decision? Tom.
Jim Crow.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Auburn. And admitted both the Free State, Maine, and a namesake slave state. Justin.
Missouri Compromise.
That is correct. Thomas was one of Illinois' first U.S. senators. 10 points for Auburn. In 1954, Roger Bannister became the first person to run 1 mile in under what? Billy.
4 minutes.
Yes, the whole number of minutes. He ran 3 minutes, 59.4, just snuck underneath. And that's how we end the round. Speaking of time, we are out of time right now. North earns the last points of our first round. 90-30 right now, but you've played plenty of games to know that a 60-point gap is not a big gap. We've got 3 more rounds to play, including our volleyball round, which is next. We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
One of my favorite parts about Bergstrom is that it's a family environment, but it's also a global company with lots of opportunities in the future.
You get to learn how to be in a professional environment while also learning.
The experience working here at Bergstrom was definitely invaluable.
No one at my school or at many universities I know gets that hands-on experience firsthand until they're either in the work field or later.
So when a company is offering internships, you should definitely be looking into it. Now when a company like Bergstrom offers you an internship, you should be running to it.
We're a city on the move, powered by the area's largest local bank, Northwest Bank. We're serving up more solutions for small businesses and helping entrepreneurs dream big. Northwest Bank, the power of local, the power of yes.
Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl is brought to you by Carpetland USA, home of the lifetime installation guarantee.
I don't want to tell you how to think.
My concern is national security. We don't know what their intentions are once they enter our country.
I want to give you something to think about.
I fear that we're going to run into a real crime problem as the city opens up.
The Dunlun Report, weeknights at 7, 6 Central on News Nation.
What matters is what you do with the money that you have.
Support your local restaurants. Those are people in your community that need help.
Liz Cheney is now the leader of the non-Trump Republicans.
Banfield, weeknights at 10, 9 Central on News Nation.
United Way of Rock River Valley is pleased to be a sponsor of the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl that showcases our best and brightest students. United Way's Move the Middle initiative is building champions as well and ensuring every middle schooler is ready for 9th grade and beyond.
So why are we focusing on middle school? Because middle school is a tough time, a time when students can get off track, and without any intervention, it is unlikely they could recover.
And because of the coronavirus pandemic, middle school students are facing even more obstacles to learning, like anxiety and depression, a loss of connection with their teachers and fellow students, and challenging learning environments.
Move the Middle is making a difference here at Lincoln Middle School. Our United Way Achievement Advocates are able to dig in to find out why students may be acting out, missing school, or failing, and they can get them the help that they need to get on track for success.
Visit UnitedWayRRV.org to learn more. Good luck to all State Line Quiz Bowl contestants.
One round into our Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Season 7 finale. Auburn is off to a quick start with 90 points. Belvedere North has 30. Both of these teams potentially could put up a lot of points. They're averaging 300 or more all season. We'll see what happens. Before we get to the first question in our United Way Move the Middle volleyball round, a very special thank you to our judge today. Brad Fisher's the head editor for the IHSA Scholastic Bowl State Series, and he is here with us keeping track of questions and answers. Brad, we're glad you're here with us today. Thanks. Let's move on to our United Way Move the Middle volleyball. Because of the coin flip, the first question goes to Belvedere North. Remember, this is a conferring round. North, who's your captain for this round? It'll be Liam. Justin, you're Auburn's captain, correct? So we need to hear from the captains. Here comes your first question, Liam. What architect of Poplar Forest designed the lawn as part of the Academical Village at the University of Virginia and also designed Monticello?
Jefferson.
That last clue helped, right? Everybody knew that one once we got that last clue in. Thomas Jefferson is correct. Probably better known as a founding father than an architect, but those are your 10 points. We have a new question now for Justin and the Knights. In 1956, American actress Grace Kelly married Prince Rainier III, the longtime ruler of what small European country?
Monaco.
Yes, that's right. Second smallest European country next to the Vatican. And those are Auburn's 10. You're in triple digits. Back to North. What island, which lies at the southern terminus of the Sikon Tunnel, is south of Hokkaido and is the most populous of the Japanese islands?
Honshu, right? Honshu.
That's also seemed like a consensus. Correct. It's where the capital, Tokyo, is. Belvedere's got 10 more. We're back to Auburn. What author described a woman who makes a last-minute decision not to go to Argentina in his story Eveline, which appears in his collection Dubliners?
Joyce.
Dubliners was your clue. You could see the light bulb go off. That is correct. James Joyce, the Irish writer. And those are your 10. Back to Belvedere North. The enzyme catalase breaks down what molecule sold in opaque brown bottles that is used as a disinfectant and has the molecular formula H2O2.
Hydrogen peroxide.
Yes, another consensus. We're back and forth. Teams are matching each other point by point. 10 more for Belvedere North. Back to Auburn. What Dutch Golden Age artist showed a smiling man with an upturned mustache in his painting, The Laughing Cavalier?
Halls.
That is correct. Alex and Ashley seem to be screaming that one loudly. Those are your 10 points, although the team gets them. We know who gave the answer that time. Back to Belvedere North. What language was used to write The Lower Depths, a social realist play by Maxim Gorky, premiered by the director Konstantin Stanislavski?
Russian.
Yes, another quick one for you. 10 points more. Back to Auburn. Gallium arsenide can be used as the light-generating component of what electronic devices that allow current to flow through in only one direction?
Diode.
Yes, it's the D in LED, and you've got 10 more. North. What politician who was succeeded by Annegret Kramp-Karrenbauer as leader of the Christian Democratic Union is the current Chancellor of Germany?
Merkel.
Yes, Angela Merkel. 10 more. Back over to Auburn. Verses Upon the Burning of Our House is a poem by what 17th century author of the collection The 10th Muse Lately Sprung Up in America?
Bradstreet.
Yes, tough literature question, but you got that. Was that Ashley's responsibility? Probably. Another literature question boosts your score by 10, and we're back to Belvedere North. What disease is treated with artemisinin, is caused by 5 species from genus Plasmodium, causes cyclic fevers, and is spread by mosquitoes?
Malaria.
That's right. Yep, Plasmodium or protozoan parasites. Those are your 10, and you end the round with those 10. Belvedere North, you are up to 90 points. Auburn has 140, so you close the gap a little bit. It's a 50-point swing now. Halfway through the game, our NECA IBEW lightning round is next, but a fan favorite. You get to play at home with our Bergstrom bonus question. We'll be back with that answer in just a couple minutes.
First introduced in 1976, what fictional orange tabby is known for his love of lasagna and his hatred of Mondays?
Exposure for the show is kind of fun because we have people that come into the restaurant and they'll go, Michelle, you didn't do very well this week because they got the pizza question and you're going to have to give out pizzas. And so the people from Morrison High School called me and they were very concerned and I think they were in the Final Four, that they wanted to come in, but they were also concerned that would this be something that the restaurant could afford in regards to, lockdowns and that kind of thing. And I said, nope, I put the certificate out and yes, I'd love to have you come in. And so they made this really cool sign and sent me a beautiful letter. And I just thought to myself, for the leadership of that school to be concerned about me and concerned about their students as well, and then to be so respectful and appreciative of having lunch together was something that I want to be part of.
Rockford Public Library appreciates the sacrifices local businesses have made to reduce the transmission rate of COVID. As we head back to work, the safety of our teams is our first priority. At RPL's Nordlof Center, we offer a variety of rental spaces where up to 50 people can meet at a safe social distance to begin in-person collaboration again. RPL is proud to be hosting this year's Academic Quiz Bowl competitions. With RPL, we can.
I got it.
I know, you get it, but not everyone knows yet. At Members Alliance Credit Union, our goal is to save you money, and that's why we've lowered our interest rates again. You can now finance a new or used vehicle for as low as 2.9% for up to 78 months. At Members Alliance Credit Union, our members keep more money where it belongs, in their pocket.
I got it.
Bank easy, save more, we can help.
Members Alliance Credit Union, you can rely on us.
Well, with our apprenticeship program here, we teach our apprentices the skills to become the most qualified and the safest electricians in our industry.
The training is the best training you can get.
Our apprentices, after 5 years of apprenticeship, not only become journeyman wiremen, but they also have an associate's degree in applied science through Rock Valley College, and they'll do it with no college debt.
I definitely feel like the apprenticeship will give me all the tools I need to succeed.
IBEW and NECA, building careers for our future.
Speaking of NECA, IBEW, that is our next round. But before we get to that round, which has a ton of points available, how about a ton of pizza and pasta from Tony's of Winnebago? It's our Bergstrom bonus question. If you're watching at home, you already saw this. Our audience and our contestants have not. Here's the question. It's a buzz-in, same rules, hands on your buzzers. Let me know if you know this. First introduced in 1976, what fictional orange tabby is known for his, Liam?
Garfield.
That's right, his love of lasagna, hatred of Mondays. Maybe you could get some lasagna with your pizza and pasta party. And from the Did You Know department, the Garfield comic strip is set in actually creator Jim Davis's hometown of Muncie, Indiana. Very cool. And this just in from our producers and Tony's of Winnebago, we're giving pizza parties to both teams tonight. So you got the question right. I don't want to take away from your pizza victory, Liam, but it's nice to share the wealth, right? So everybody, maybe you guys can get together and have a pizza party together. Who knows? Our NECA IBEW lightning round is very fast. That's why we call it the lightning round. Because of the coin flip, Auburn gets first choice. So the categories this week, Justin, are E in chemistry, presidential scandals, and NFL teams.
Okay, definitely not that. I want scandals. You guys just an A+, you better get all these anyways. Yeah, okay. Maybe for off-top. Presidential scandals.
You got it. Presidential scandals. We'll leave those other two. You have 60 seconds to go through these 10, potentially 100 points added to your score. And then, Liam, are you captain this round or is Tom captain? You back and forth?
Definitely not NFL
Trying to make
teams.
me earn my pay today? That's okay. Tom, so you will have 30 seconds to get to what they don't. Advice for both teams, you can pass if you think you're running out of time because you only have 60 seconds. Justin, here comes your first question. Are you ready?
Yes.
Name the president under whom these scandals occurred. I'll name the scandal. You will name the president, teams. Here comes the first one. Teapot Dome.
Harding.
Correct. The Whiskey Ring.
So Grant.
Correct. The XYZ affair.
Adams.
To be specific.
John Adams.
Correct. Iran-Contra.
Reagan.
Correct. The Petticoat affair.
Jackson.
Correct. Operation Fast and Furious.
Oh no. Pass.
The Monica Lewinsky affair.
Clinton.
Correct. Watergate.
Nixon.
Correct. The Maria Halpin affair, which prompted the mocking chant, "Ma, Ma, where's my pa?"
Cleveland.
Correct. The corrupt bargain under which Henry Clay became Secretary of State.
Quincy Adams.
That's correct. Operation Fast and Furious, under which guns were sold to Mexican cartels.
Oh, so maybe Bush. It's probably one of the more recent ones. So, like, one of the Bushes. Bush?
Incorrect.
Oh.
We've got 30 seconds left, Belvedere North. There's only one left. 10 points could make a big difference later in the game. Who knows? Tom, are you ready for this one?
Affirmative.
Clearly you know the answer to this, but we'll go for the formalities. Ready? Yep. Operation Fast and Furious. There we go. Those are your 10. All right. Triple digits now. So it's 230 to 100. Obviously, this round makes a big difference. You add 90 to your score, but now there's 2 left, Tom, for you and the Blue Thunder to choose from. Those categories are E in chemistry or NFL teams.
NFL teams.
All right.
Let's do this.
Given a pair of NFL players, name their team in 2020. Okay. Billy seemed to jump on that one, and he's nodding his head very strongly. We'll see if that pays off. 60 seconds to run this, and then you will have 30 seconds, Justin, to get to what they don't. Again, you can pass. You'll get a pair of players. You will name their team in 2020. Here we go. Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers.
Packers.
Correct. Alvin Kamara and Drew Brees.
Saints.
Correct. Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes.
Chiefs.
Correct. Ezekiel Elliott and Dak Prescott.
Cowboys.
Correct. Julian Edelman and Cam Newton.
Patriots.
Correct. Defensive players, Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald.
Rams.
Correct. Defensive players, Eddie Jackson and Khalil Mack.
Bears.
Correct. Wide receivers, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans.
Buccaneers.
Correct. Running backs, Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb.
Browns.
Correct. Tight ends, Dallas Goedert and Zach Ertz.
Eagles.
That's correct. That's the category. 100 points. Nice work. See how quickly that gap closed? We should call this the great equalizer and not the Nika IBEW lightning round. Everybody breathe a sigh of relief. Justin, sorry I couldn't go back to you, but there's nothing left. You've got a 30-point lead. When we go into this next round, 30 points is not a lot because each question is worth 20. And that final challenge is up next. We'll see you in a couple minutes.
In high school, the teacher that influenced me the most was Don Wolf. He was my high school English teacher. When I was in high school was primarily a social event for me. But in my junior year of high school, I took Don Wolf's English course. And he saw potential in me, and he encouraged me. And Don Wolf was a horizon lifter for me. And that's why I believe I am where I am today. So I'll always be thankful for his contribution to my life.
We're a great place to live, powered by the area's largest local bank, Northwest Bank. We're helping young families move up and keeping pace with their growing financial needs. Northwest Bank, the power of local, the power of yes.
Hi, I'm Eric Wilson. We'll get back to the game in just a minute. If you enjoy Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl and would like to learn more about how your business can support the show, feel free to visit our website, statelinequizbowl.tv, and let us know.
A lot of things are on hold right now, but your education doesn't have to be. At Rock Valley College, our faculty have completed in-depth training to create quality online learning experiences for our students. With a strong emphasis on faculty communication with students, you will not feel isolated or lost. We're also providing tutorials and personal counseling to help with stress and anxiety so you can thrive in our online environment. You've got this, and we'll make sure of it.
Nick's Wish, the Nicholas Ritchell Foundation, is a Rockford-based charity whose mission is to bring joy throughout the nation to young adults ages 18 to 24 and their loved ones fighting cancer. Nick's dying wish was to help these young adult cancer warriors who missed out on a wish because they were too old for Make-A-Wish type programs. Founded in 2012, Nick's Wish will soon surpass over 200 wishes granted in over 34 states. To learn more or to make a donation, visit nickswish.org.
Now more than ever, Mercy Health is closer to every child that needs us the most.
From our Level 3 Regional Perinatal Center
to just about every pediatric subspecialty any child will ever need.
We're closer to you, no matter where you call home.
From well-child exams and immunizations to the most critical care.
Mercy Health's comprehensive team of pediatric specialists is now closer.
Closer.
Closer than ever. Mercy Health, a passion for making lives better.
It is rare that we nearly have two categories swept in our NECA IBEW lightning round. Almost happened. It was only one question away from Auburn doing it, but Belvedere North still riding high off of that NFL category. 30 points between our two teams in this finale, and the Mercy Health Final Challenge questions are worth 20. We could see this score switch back and forth quite a bit. I think it's going to come down to buzzer fingers. We'll see what happens. So hands on your buzzers as we get ready to crown a champion in our Season 7 Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl with this first question. What state was the site of the Wakarusa War between free staters and pro-slave? Tom.
Kansas.
That's right, part of an 1850s conflict in which it was bleeding. Belvedere North is first on the board this round. The Sea and Sinbad's Ship is the first movement in what Nikolai Rimsky, Alex?
Scheherazade.
Yes, title character represented by a solo violin. Auburn's got 20 more. What term denotes organisms in the lowest trophic level of a food web? Justin.
Producers.
That is correct. 20 points, Auburn. What poet wrote Go Not to Lethe, an ode on melancholy, which he wrote in 1819, along with a poem about a bride of quietness titled Ode on a Grecian Tom?
Keats.
Yes, Ode on a Grecian Urn, 20 for North. What great monarch whose namesake cylinder describes his Alex?
Cyrus the Great.
That is correct. His 539 BC conquest. Lots more to that question. You didn't need it. Those are your 20 points. In 1985, what vessel sought by Robert Ballard was found?
Titanic.
Tom. That is correct, Tom. 370 miles off Newfoundland. And those are 20 more for you. Back to a 30-point game. Photoelectron spectroscopy can be used to determine what quantity the energy required. Alex.
Ionization energy.
That is, to remove an electron from an atom. You got those 20. The present-day national currencies of Kenya, Uganda, and Somalia share their name with what former British currency? Tom.
Pound.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Auburn. That was worth 12 pence. Justin.
Shilling.
That is correct. It's the former British currency, what we needed there. Auburn's 20 points. The majority of cosmic rays are what particle made of 3 quarks that is produced in Tom?
Proton.
That's correct. Beta minus decay of a neutron. 20 more points for North. What player whose 511 wins are the most in MLB history has a nickname referring to a cyclone and names an award for each league's best pitcher? Liam.
Cy Young.
That is right. His nickname is short for Cyclone. 20 points. An S-75 Dvina surface-to-air missile hit what American? Liam.
U-2 spy plane.
Incorrect. I will finish for Auburn. American pilot over Sverdlovsk as he flew his U-2 spy plane over the USSR in 1960. Justin.
Gary Powers.
That is correct. Francis Gary Powers. 20 points, Auburn. What war, which included the Sinai and Palestine camp? Liam?
Yom Kippur War.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Auburn. And Gallipoli campaign in its Middle Eastern theater was fought between 1914 and 1918. Justin.
World War I.
World War I is correct, and that is the time in the round. That gap got very, very tight. And basically, our two teams finished at their average scores for the whole season. Auburn's been averaging 380 this season. You end up with 370. Belvedere North, 300. First, congratulations to both teams, but we were going to take a quick break here so we can congratulate them properly and present the trophies in just a couple of minutes.
You won't miss much in the next 30 seconds, so now's a great time to do whatever you need to do. This bathroom break has been brought to you by your friends at Eyewitness News.
After 7 seasons of the Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl, we decided it might be time to change it up a little.
Gentlemen, have you ever considered lasers?
Next.
Gentlemen, I've noticed you've had great success in Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. Might I interest you in something a bit smaller?
We're listening.
Superior Joining Technologies wants to say thank you. Thank you to their local clients for their business. That's what it's about, local companies partnering with other local businesses, helping each other to grow. The team at Superior Joining Technologies is here for your TIG welding, laser welding, and complex machining needs. Laser welding of items like X-ray tubes used in the medical industry, laser processing, and the more efficient 5-axis CNC machining. It's about precision. It has to be made right. Thank you to Collins Aerospace, Woodward, GE Aerospace, and all the rest.
Well, with our apprenticeship program here, we teach our apprentices the skills to become the most qualified and the safest electricians in our industry.
The training is the best training you can get.
Our apprentices, after 5 years of apprenticeship, not only become journeyman wiremen, but they also have an associate's degree in applied science through Rock Valley College, and they'll do it with no college debt.
I definitely feel like the apprenticeship will give me all the tools I need to succeed.
IBEW and NECA, building careers for our future.
You never know where we might show up next. Make it a good day with Good Day State Line.
That break was really for all of us to catch our breath, because going into that final challenge round, only 30 points separating our two teams. You never know what's going to happen. There were a couple of times, I think you took a gamble, right? Maybe Liam, Tom, kind of, and that's part of the strategy, right? You play this game long enough, both of you have played long enough, you know that that's part of it. It's got to feel sweet, though, to have that trophy in front of you, right, on your way out, because many of you are seniors, right? Seniors, raise your hands. Oh, really? So it's just Liam and Tom. All right, so the rest of you have some big shoes to fill, a couple sets of them, right? What are you, Tom, size 11? 12. Oh, man, I didn't realize they were that big. Good luck, Billy. But really, no, it's been a pleasure watching you guys grow up playing our game. And I mentioned this at the very beginning, and you may have heard it, you may not have heard it, maybe you're not aware, but who knows. But I have and I'm going to entrust this to Billy here on the end. This is from our parent company, Nexstar Media Group. It's $2,500 for your team for coming in second place as our runner-up. Tom, we talked about some of your aspirations, I think, when you graduate, when we did our airplane interview. What about you, Liam? Because this is probably the last time we'll see you for a while.
Yeah, I'm studying engineering in Michigan Tech.
Fantastic. What do you want to do?
I guess own my own engineering firm one day. That's my goal.
That's impressive. Well,
yeah.
We want you to come back. First of all, you both have a standing invitation to come and visit for any Quiz Bowl game. And Billy's on the end nodding his head, right? And I'm sure they could use your guidance when it comes to getting ready for next season. But who knows? You three might be here again next season. I'm sure that's where you'd like to be. Competition will be tough. You know it is, because it took a lot to get to this point. But if anybody can do it, the teams here on the stage can do it as well. We know that for a fact. So thank you so much for playing the game with us. Fly safely, both of you guys, Tom and Scotty.
Coming in next year, so you're not escaping us.
Wait, so there's another Foster pilot coming onto the team?
He's a student right now. He's going to solo in about a month.
Wow.
So.
Well, is he size 12 as well?
No, he's 11.
Oh, all right. He's only 11. Those Foster kids run big. All right, we're going to take a quick break and come back with our championship trophy presentation. Don't go away.
You know, people ask us all the time, how are we so chipper in the morning?
Yeah, they think we actually sleep.
The truth is, though,
we live here. Woo! 8, 9, 10, ready or not, here I come.
all right, sweet dreams.
See you at 5. Good night.
Join Whitney, Elliott, and Joey weekday mornings on Eyewitness News.
What are you guys doing here so early?
33% of our area middle schoolers are not on track to graduate high school, and without intervention, it's likely they will become high school dropouts. When a child drops out of school, it impacts the entire community. Dropouts are more likely to engage in criminal behavior, cost taxpayers millions in public aid, and are ineligible for 90% of jobs. United Way's Move the Middle initiative is getting middle schoolers on track to graduate. Please give to United Way of Rock River Valley because small change makes a big difference.
Closer.
Closer. Closer to expert heart care right here at Mercy Health, wherever you see our name.
With the most advanced technology, our team has decades of experience caring for all matters of the heart.
From preventive care to complex procedures that keep your heart beating strong.
We are here to care for you and your heart.
Closer.
Closer.
The very best heart care is closer than ever. Mercy Health, a passion for making lives better.
What's up, boys?
Time to talk ball.
Are the Dodgers still the best team in the league?
When you think about how you sustain winning, pitching is still king.
Struck him out. We got to get Mike Trout to the playoffs.
The Yankees they're loaded.
The Padres are back. Watch what's about to come.
All right, this is kind of familiar territory for the Auburn Knights. Justin, do you ever get tired of being in this position? You played all 4 years, right?
No, I did not.
No, that is a giant trophy there. Nice gold trophy. Before I forget, because otherwise I will walk away with this. Dan, if you want to take this and go home, I'm not going to say anything, but here you go. That is actually from our parent company, Nexstar Media Group. Your prize for winning first place in our tournament is $5,000 for your team from Nexstar Media. And so, Justin, we've already established you're leaving to go out and build airplane engines, right? Who else are seniors on the team?
I'm the only senior.
You are it. So the whole core is coming back. Yeah. So it's quite possible that we could see both, based on the cores that are returning, we could see both of these teams back here a year from now. That's pretty exciting, right? It's hard to, it's still, the hardest part of the season has been to see expressions with just the eyes and not being able to see faces. I'm hoping that you're smiling under those masks because you should be really proud of yourself. We all know that your parents are proud of you, right? And your coach and your school, but congratulations on being our 7-time champs. It's hard to believe that we are finally done with the season because it really feels like we just started. I want to squeeze in some thank yous before we get too far here. First of all, this is called Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. We would not be able to do this show if it wasn't for the generous support of Bergstrom. And Dave Rydell, who is the chairman of Bergstrom, and his wife Jeannie are here in the audience tonight. We could have a nice round of applause for them. Thanks to parents and players and schools. I want to thank our crew. We have people from our production team, our creative services team, our engineering team, our sales department. You see one guy here, but there's a whole bunch of people who actually make this happen. Our executive producer, Sean Anderson, who is a creative genius and makes my job look very easy. Thank you, Sean. And Kelly Latimer, our general manager, who this has been kind of her baby. She's retiring. This is her last Quiz Bowl finale as our GM. She's been a great boss, so thank you, Kelly. And thank you for joining us. Don't forget, next week we begin our Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl Junior Edition. We hope to see you for that. Thanks for being here.